So you can talk.
Hiya.
Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
Oh, you go.
Hi, my name's Lou, and this is my friend Catherine,
Hey, I think we usually say where we're from. I'm from New York.
and I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and we've just got a light-hearted episode today, haven't we, Catherine?
Yeah, we figured we'd tell you a little bit more about ourselves and have some fun.
Absolutely.
And I might be
So
learning some stuff about Lou. So
you may not, you might already know these things.
guess we'll find out.
You will find out. Okay, so I'm going to read some cards today, and we're just going to answer these questions. What is your favorite room in the house?
Ooh, I guess probably my room, I would say. I spend the most time here.
Bit
I don't know. Good
of a
question.
sanctuary.
Do I have a
Um,
sanctuary?
is it your sanctuary, your
Yeah,
room?
yeah, I guess I would say it's my sanctuary.
Yeah, yeah. I would say for me, it's a toss up at the moment between my bedroom space and my kitchen.
Oh, true. Yeah, I guess kitchen's the second most place.
Yeah. Uh, if you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would it be?
I don't know. You might have to go first. I have to think about this.
Uh, I would trade
Hmm.
places with,
I already know.
have you thought of something?
Yeah,
Go.
probably AW, so I could ask all the questions I want to know. That's the only person I think because he's really healthy. He eats like me. I don't have to. He's got a whole team with him and people around him.
Just for those who don't know who AW is, because maybe not everybody does, you want to
Good point.
explain who it is?
Sure. His name's Anthony William. He's the medical medium. And that's why Lou and I kind of started this podcast was to kind of share more about our journeys living the medical medium lifestyle is what I call it. So I would love to be, you just said a day in his shoes, right? Just 24 hours. I
Correct.
would love just to be able to have a whole day where I could ask SOC all the questions. I don't know if I'd be able to have time because I know he's a very busy man, but I'd like to think I'd have a whole day to myself just to ask questions.
Awesome.
All right, you.
Well, if I could trade places with somebody for a day, it would probably be an airline pilot so I could fly myself anywhere in the world that I wanted to go.
Ooh. Where would you want to go first? In your
Uh,
country or around the world?
Actually, that's a good question. And that makes me think probably northwestern Australia because there's a lot of dinosaur bones up there and it's very remote. And it's a place that I haven't been yet and I want to go to. So, yeah, probably to northwestern Australia. Yeah.
That's cool.
Uh, Here's the next card is if I opened a store, what would I sell?
There's so much I could say. Celery. Or are we just talking one thing that we have to sell, or
No, yeah, well, it doesn't say
there's
it
no
doesn't
restriction?
narrow it to one thing. It could be anything. You could,
Okay. A bunch of produce that I've grown on my own and Vimergy supplements, I think.
okay.
All the stuff I
Um,
use nowadays.
yes, okay. Um, if I opened a store, I would sell, I'm going to sound very predictable here, but I would probably sell travel. So like be a travel agent and also sell a good idea with the Vimogy supplements. I'd probably do the same thing.
Ooh, if you're a travel agent, you probably be
Mhm.
able to get Vimergy supplements around the world or something along those lines if you just want to travel and do like have a traveling store of some sort. I don't know. That sounds cool.
It does. Booking people trips so that they could go anywhere they want to go. So booking hiking trips all around the world.
Oh,
That would
that'd
be
be
so
cool.
much. Wouldn't
And
that be cool?
that would be so cool. And I feel like you have a lot of experience, so you definitely would be a good person to ask to book all my travels through. Hey Lou, book my travel to Australia, please.
Thank you. Yes, I would love to. Now, this next card is a bit fun.
Oh no.
Might have to think about it for a
I
second.
don't know what you mean
But
by
it,
fun.
it makes me laugh just looking at the card. What do I always complain about?
Oh. At the moment, snow. We're supposed to have snow tomorrow. So all the beautiful flowers that are finally coming up for spring here is now going to get snowed on. I would say snow in the cold.
No, and the cold. Okay. Okay, here's mine. I always complain. No, not always. I sometimes complain about politicians, but more in a joking way. Um, but what else would I complain about? Um, I would probably, I don't necessarily complain about this verbalizing it, but within in my inner self, I complain about the state of the world. Like, why can't I just do this? I can't do that because of this, this, and this. So yeah, just the silly rules and regulations we have to put up with.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Yeah. Um, pardon me. What are you most looking forward to this year?
Ooh. If AW has another event. I don't know. Other than that, I do have a family wedding in San Diego, which seems like it's going to be fun. But
Awesome.
what about
When
you?
is that?
It's in August.
Oh, lovely. Um, what am I most looking forward to? I'm looking forward to our trip next month to Central Australia.
Maybe
Yeah.
she'll share photos on here.
Yeah. And I've got there's another card here. What is my most prized possession?
Ooh. I think I want to say my phone because I'm so connected on that phone and I can take pictures so quickly. But I don't, probably my juicer if it wasn't a phone. I use
Ah,
that every day.
yeah. Golly, this is really a tricky question because there's a number of things for me. After this week when I lost my keys, I would say there's actually a few things. So I'm going to be really indulgent, and you're welcome to be indulgent too and say a few
Okay.
things. So my few things are my most prized possessions
I already
are
got more now.
my keys, my phone, my book collection. I love my book collection. I carry it around with me one at a time. Um, and probably the edible garden's pretty up there too. I know
You
that's a
make some
big
good
thing.
points here. I want to add those onto mine.
Okay, so but if I just had to narrow it down to one, it probably would be my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with the phone.
Um, and this, how are we going for time? Um, what is the first thing you would buy? I'm going to change this card because it's not really that relevant. But what is the first thing you'd buy if right now if you had $1,000 to spend?
What would I buy right now if I had $1,000 to spend? First thing that came to mind was Vimergy supplements. I feel like I'm adding this back into my lifestyle, but they're really, I just know how important they are because I know I feel so much better when I have access to those.
Absolutely.
I feel
Which
like,
one's
sorry, I'm not as interesting as some people might think.
no, 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 not at all. What's your favorite one?
Oh, that's tough.
Ooh.
They have, because when I first started on this lifestyle, they had a limited amount of supplements, and now they just have so much more. I really like zinc. I think that's the best tasting one. What about you?
Again, it's a toss up.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one between my B12 and propolis.
Oh, propolis is good too, and B12. They're all so good. I can't.
Um,
Anyway, your answer to the question. If you had $1,000, Lou,
it was actually only 100 on there, but I decided to increase it to a
I like the
thousand.
1,000. That's more relevant for this time.
Um, what would I do with 1,000? Yeah, I probably would buy supplements, um, and more berries and hmm, what else? Maybe another. I'd also find out in amongst the community if anyone really needed some supplements as well, and buy some for somebody else.
You have such a good heart, Lou. Now I want to do that too, half for me and then half for
You
us.
can do that. You can
Okay,
do that
we
with
both
me.
can do it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, that's so
Because you often
sweet.
hear people saying they want their supplements, but they haven't got the money for them because
Yeah.
they're not cheap. So that's probably what I would do.
You got
Um,
to get the good quality stuff. You don't want to go for the cheap stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's two more things here. There's two more cards here that will probably won't take very long.
Perfect.
Is your least favorite vegetable?
I feel like I don't have a least favorite vegetable. I don't know. What's yours? I don't
Eggplant.
really.
Hmm.
I really like them all.
Okay. Yeah, they're probably the eggplant's my least. I will eat it, but it's not my favorite at all. Um, if there's none that you're least favorite, that's fine. That's awesome. Um, what activity makes you lose track of time?
Ooh, I feel like a lot of them do. I could name so many things.
Go for it. Go,
Uh,
go,
the
go.
first thing I would say is probably writing. Um,
Okay.
I spent a lot of day today actually writing, and I lost track of time really easily and quickly. Um, at least the time that's here on the planet. Probably going for walks. If I don't bring my phone and I go out for a walk, I could just lose time that way. Or just spending any kind of time out in nature, lose time so much. Reading, painting, drawing, anything creative, easily lose track of time.
Yeah. Um, I will confess I lose track of time when I'm on my phone.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yep, that is a good point.
Um, but cooking kind of makes me lose track of time a bit. And a bit like you reading and writing. Yeah. And I think that's all the car. Oh no, there's one more here.
Oh, good.
Okay, this is going to be the last one. What adventurous activity would you like to try?
I don't know. What are we considering an adventurous activity?
Mm, I don't know, things like maybe rock climbing or um, bike riding or hang gliding
Oh,
or
yeah,
kayaking, like anything out doing stuff.
something kind of crazy, like not daredevilish, but something crazy. Um, I would say probably hang gliding. The first thing that popped into my mind was skydiving, but now I realize I don't want to do that anymore.
You don't because of the adrenaline?
I think so. And just this is I'll tell a little quick story, but back I worked at one of the labs that I worked at. I worked there for a while. When I first started, there was a night shift guy who was trying to get his skydiving license, and he was on his last jump in order to qualify him to be able to go by himself. Um, so he was going by himself this last time, but he had somebody else falling separately of him, and what ended up happening was his parachute didn't come out. And then he tried the second one because you have a backup one, and that what ended up happening was the first one got caught around the second one, and then he couldn't release his second one.
Oh
And so he
no.
ended up breaking his back. And he was only out for like, I think 3 months. I had just started, I'd never met this kid, and he was not a kid, he's like my age, but he seems like a kid. But he is definitely an adventurous guy. And after hearing his story, I was like, yeah, no, maybe I should never want to go skydiving ever.
So did you say he broke his bag or
He
broke
broke
his
his
back?
back. His back.
His back. Oh
Sorry.
my goodness.
I could have said, yeah.
That's okay.
And it was crazy because after 3 months he was walking and doing all this stuff. I mean, he had a limp when he first started back at work, but he couldn't sit in the bed. Like he's a person I think that can't just do nothing.
Right.
But yeah, he was the night shift tech, and I had no idea about his whole story until like maybe 6 months after me working there, and I was like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you."
Wow. So you're
And
never
then
going to
someone
do
tells me his
skydiving.
story. I'm like, "Oh, that's why he's limping."
Okay. So you're never going to do skydiving.
No.
I think, what would I like to try? Um, hmm. I would like to try to learn. This is not really an activity, it's more of a, oh, maybe it is. I would like to learn to fly.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, not to fly great, like just a little, just to fly a little plane. And I used to work with a pilot. He used to fly himself on holidays, he and his wife. He's now left where I now work. He doesn't work there anymore. He's retired, but yeah. So it made me think, it'd be fun to learn to fly a plane. But
It
I
does
don't know
sound
if it'll
pretty
actually.
cool. I figured out.
Actually, I know
Oh,
what I. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I figured out what I would like to do. It's not necessarily adventurous, but I've always wanted to learn how to flamenco dance. I've taken some lessons when I lived in Boston, actually. But I do
Ah,
want to actually learn how to do flamenco.
that's awesome. Actually, that's one of the highlights of my youngest daughter's trip to Europe recently was watching the flamenco dancers. She said it was incredible,
I know.
incredible.
They're so cool.
And I've just realized what an adventurous activity I would like to try and learn is I would like to get my motorbike license.
Oh, yeah, no, not for me.
Motorbike.
But sounds cool for you, Lou.
Well, it's actually, I think where time is up, Catherine.
Time is up.
And
I can do one more
we,
card. Just kidding.
I think I've run out. Do you want to think of something? Do you want to think of a card? Think of something to
Think of
ask,
a
or let
card.
me have a look. What is my, did you say what you wanted to complain about? What you always complain about? Did you
Yeah,
say it?
snow and cold.
Oh, you said snow and cold. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
Okay.
if today was your last day on this earth, what would you do?
Well, I'm already going to be doing something that I really, really like, which is going to look at a car, with my significant other. The only thing I would change about that is I would bring the whole family together and we could all go and look together. What about you?
Um, I think I would spend it with my family. And then I would try to get all my extended family, at least try to talk to them on that day. And then I would really like to do our AW inspired bar and grill chat for that day. I want to make sure I'm
Yeah,
connected to all the people because that's really what matters.
absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. All right.
Sounds good.
Lots of love to you. We'll talk soon.
Oh,
And just
yes.
remember, everybody, I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say if everybody wants to also follow along, I'll probably put it in the comment or the little description, but feel free to answer the
Yeah,
questions
to
in
any of the
the
questions that
comments.
we asked today.
Yeah.
Have an awesome day, everybody, and just take it one step at a time. Bye.